This is what dream building truly is. And so I want to talk to you just for a minute about some strategies on what you can do to dream build and maybe some things to take it to the next level. So here's the most important thing. You have to purposely dream build. You have to dream build often, and you have to dream build always. I promise you that in business, I would rather have individuals working with me that spent time on their dreams than people that studied and learned and educated or even put in the effort. Because a lot of times when you put in the effort without the goal or the true passion and purpose you're doing it, that effort falls short. That's why some of us are working our asses off and we have no idea why we're not getting a result. It's because we're not working towards something. You have to be working towards a worthwhile dream, not just work towards a goal, not just work because you work hard and you hustle and you out-hustle everybody. You got to work towards something purposeful. And so mastering your dream building will completely change the direction of your success. My name is Wright III with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I just want to really talk to you today about a topic that we don't really address directly a lot of times, and it's called dream building. And I want to talk about the power of dream building. A lot of times we talk about your why and why you build business and why you do what you do and your goals and motivation. We even talk about the strategies and principles. But talking specifically about dream building is something that I believe we need to do more and more of, because success is a progressive realization of a worthwhile dream. Because everything starts with a dream. It all starts with a dream. And I believe that the power of your dream will carry you where you need to be in your life. So today we're going to talk about dream building. We're going to talk a little bit about why you should dream build. And we're also going to talk about some strategies of what you can do to take your dream building to the next level. Because I think a lot of us think about that. I will visualize and manifest my life. But we just think about it. We don't actually do it in one of our daily rituals. And I want to talk about that today specifically, because I believe it'll give you the fuel that you need to move forward. So everything starts with a dream. And I want to refer to one of my favorite books, one you've heard a lot of times about. It's written by James Allen. It's called As a Man Thinketh. And in chapter 6, there's a whole chapter, and it's a very simple read. If you haven't gotten As a Man Thinketh, I want you to get it and I want you to read it. But chapter 6 is on visions and ideals. I'm going to read a couple samples from that, because what you need to realize is that success leaves clues and success principles stand the test of time. And As a Man Thinketh, named after Proverbs in the Bible, right? As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, really drives home the fact that you are what you think about. And that's why we're talking about the power of dream building. So I'm going to read you a couple things out of this chapter that I really like. It starts with, the dreamers are the saviors of the world. As the visible world is sustained by the invisible, so men, through all their trials and sins and sordid vocations, are nourished by the beautiful visions of their solitary dreams. Now listen, he who cherishes a beautiful vision, a lofty ideal in his heart, will one day realize it. And it goes on a little bit later to say, to desire is to obtain, to aspire is to achieve. And one of my favorite paragraphs in the whole book, dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become. Your vision is the promise of what you shall one day be. Your ideal is the prophecy of what you shall at last unveil. The greatest achievement was at first and for a time a dream. See, what you need to understand is that your dreams are not just something that help you motivate you, right? Your dreams are fuel. Your dreams are fuel to be able to move. I remember when I was 17 years old, I had twins and got married in that order. And I was school full time. And I remember I had no money at the time. I was scrounging for like under the seat of the car for 50 cents, 75 cents just to get something to drink while I was on campus all day long. And I remember walking by cars and people that had money. And I just had to keep focusing on where I was going and what I was doing. Because at the time, there was nothing that would motivate me to get there in my current life other than my family and my relationships and things like that. And I needed a little something to just keep me working towards that and be able to help my family and grow. And I'll tell you, my dreams and what I wanted to accomplish did that. But I'm here to tell you that the vividness and clarity of your dreams will determine the size of the motivation and things you have, because dreams are not just fuel. Dreams equal your faith and your belief. So the quality of your dreams will determine the quality of your faith and your belief and your motivation. See, here's the thing. Wealthy people, successful people, prosperous people, they don't ask for their obstacles and problems to be smaller. They build bigger dreams. So if you want to overcome the situations and challenges and things you have in your life right now, you have to build a bigger dream, because you are what you think about. You become what you think about. You need to be able to have a bigger dream. It's funny because many of you have heard the name Dexter Yager is one of the all-time greats when it comes to direct sales, whether it's business network marketing, things like this, but he was the master dream builder. See, at the end of the day, what we're really doing in our lives when we influence people, we're dream building. We're building people's dreams. We're building people's hopes, whether it's a product and service you have or a business or a goal. The direct result of your dreams will be the direct result of your goal, of what you accomplish. So building your dreams is key. In fact, Dexter Yager used to say, what I was going to mention is, he used to say, if the dream's big enough, the facts don't count. If the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. If your dream is big enough, your faith will follow. Your belief will follow. Your motivation will follow. See, we've got to put fuel in the fire to be able to get the heat. We can't just go out there. Now, I know we talk about what's your why and we talk about what your goals are, but I'm talking about dream building. Dream building is the art of visualizing something that has not happened yet and creating such a vivid picture in your mind that you can accomplish it. This is what dream building truly is. And so I want to talk to you just for a minute about some strategies on what you can do to dream build and maybe some things to take it to the next level. So here's the most important thing. You have to purposely dream build. You have to dream build often, and you have to dream build always. I promise you that in business, I would rather have individuals working with me that spent time on their dreams than people that studied and learned and educated or even put in the effort. Because a lot of times when you put in the effort without the goal or the true passion and purpose you're doing it, that effort falls short. That's why some of us are working our asses off and we have no idea why we're not getting a result. It's because we're not working towards something. You have to be working towards a worthwhile dream, not just work towards a goal, not just work because you work hard and you hustle and you out hustle everybody. You got to work towards something purposeful. And so mastering your dream building will completely change the direction of your success. So be purposeful, always dream build, also schedule time to dream build. That's why in the prosperity pillars, got the prosperity pillars there, I visualize and manifest my life, because every day I visualize my dreams. Every day I work on perfecting and clarifying and seeing in my mind, what am I trying to accomplish? How am I trying to accomplish that? What does it look like? What does it feel like? And that's my next suggestion. Get interactive with your dreams. You can't just look on the internet. I know it would be easy for us to just search pics on Pinterest or get on the internet. You got to get out and you got to touch and feel your dreams. You've got to look at your dreams. You've got to smell it. You've got to feel it. You got to touch it. You got to test drive it. You got to experience it. You've got to go there. You got to be there. The more you can get interactive with the dreams, the more your mind believes what you're trying to accomplish. And that's something that I really want you to try to do, is try to get interactive with your dreams. And then the other thing I want you to do is I want you to put it everywhere. You have to have reminders. If you have a phone and you have a screensaver that doesn't have a picture of your dreams, whether it's your family, relationships, destinations, what it is you're trying to accomplish, you are missing a huge benefit. That huge benefit being that what you think about, you become. What you think about, you create. So you've got to put it everywhere. You've got to put reminders everywhere about your dreams. And so what I want to do, I want to do this. I want to go back to As a Man Thinketh, because I love this book. So I'm going to end with a final thought regarding your dreams and the power of dream building. And here's what it is. In all human affairs, there are efforts and there are results. And the strength of the effort is the measure of the result. Chance is not. Gifts, powers, material, intellectual, and spiritual possessions are the fruit of effort. They are thoughts completed, objects accomplished, visions realized. The vision that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by. This you will become. So here's my challenge to you. I challenge you to dream so big that your belief is ridiculous. I challenge you to dream so big that you will achieve when you believe. If you will dream and you will master the art of dream building and you will master the art of creating fuel and faith through your dreams and through your visualization of what you want your life to become, you will achieve. If you can dream it, you can achieve it. The bottom line is it's never too late to start living the life that you are meant to live. So create that life in your mind and it'll happen. My name is George Wright III. I look forward to talking with you more tomorrow, and I appreciate everything that you're doing. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.